We will now be talking about the importance of showing care, love, and respect to the elderly. The elderly can be anyone, such as our parents, grandparents, uncles, etc. Some people nowadays look at the elderly as a burden. There are some countries that don't know what to do with their senior individuals because seniors cannot work and have so many needs. The children of those seniors are too busy working and living their own lives, so who is going to look after them? All these problems are currently continuing all around the world. So, what does Allah and His Prophet say about this? Let's find out. Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, on the other hand, was a pioneer in this field. He taught caring for the elderly irrespective of sex, color, or religion, and he himself set a great example in practicing the principles he taught. This video highlights Islamic teachings related to treating the elderly and gives glimpses of how the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, put them in effect. A duty of the young. Anas ibn Malik, may Allah be pleased with him, narrated that the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "If a young man honors an elderly on account of his age, Allah appoints someone to honor him in his old age." The Prophet here advises the young of the Muslim society, who will be tomorrow's elderly, to honor the current elderly. Continuous application of this prophetic advice helps bridge the gap between generations and spreads an atmosphere of love and understanding between the young and the old. Consider here also the generalization in the Prophet's words, if a young man honors an elderly. The hadith requires honoring the elderly regardless of their color or religion. Practical examples. Our Prophet would not only give advice to his ummah, but also set an example by living it himself. In one of his hadiths, he said, "Gabriel ordered me to give priority to the elderly." When he was with his ummah, he would make sure to have a drink first be given to the elders, wait when an old person, Muslim or not, spoke, and invite everyone to listen to that person. In addition, the Prophet ordered that priority be given to the old concerning leading prayers. Malik ibn al-Huwayrith, may Allah be pleased with him, narrated that the Prophet said, "When the time for prayer is due, one of you should announce adhan, and the oldest among you should lead the prayer." Seeking to release an elderly captive. In his biography of the Prophet, Ibn Hisham reported that when the Muslims captured Amr ibn Abi Sufyan ibn Harb in the Battle of Badr, it was said to Abu Sufyan, "Pay for the ransom of your son, Amr." However, Abu Sufyan answered, "Must I lose twice? They have killed Handala and now I must pay for the ransom of Amr. Let him stay with them. They can keep him as long as they wish." Afterwards, an old man called Sa'd ibn an-Numan of the tribe of Beni Amr ibn Auf departed from Mecca to perform Umrah. In spite of the critical political conditions, especially after the Battle of Badr, Sa'd ibn an-Numan thought that he would not be captured in Mecca since the Quraysh did not harm pilgrims. However, Abu Sufyan attacked him and held him hostage until the Muslims in Medina released his son. Some people of the tribe of Banu Amr ibn Auf went to the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, and told him what had happened to their relative. They asked him to give them the son of Abu Sufyan to free Sa'd ibn an-Numan from captivity. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, released the son of Abu Sufyan without a ransom and then sent him to his father, who consequently released the old man. Treating the elderly gently. Let's move on to another story about the value our Prophet gave to the elderly. Ibn Kathir tells the following in his biography of the Prophet. When the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, entered Mecca in Ramadan and entered the sacred mosque, Abu Bakr brought his father, Abu Quhafa, to the Prophet to embrace Islam. When the Prophet saw him, he said to Abu Bakr, "Why didn't you leave the old man at his house, and I would have gone to him there?" Abu Bakr said, "You are more deserving of him coming to you than he is of you going to him." The Prophet seated Abu Quhafa in front of him and honored him. Then he passed his hand on Abu Quhafa's chest and asked him to embrace Islam, which he did. These are just a few examples of the Prophet's gentleness, mercy, and respect towards the elderly. These examples and many others translate the sublime Islamic code of ethics for treating the elderly and providing Muslims, generation after generation, with a practical model that they should follow. Such care for the elderly is in line with the Islamic principle of the dignity of the human being and with the spirit of solidarity and mercy that pervades the Muslim society.